Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Hakuoki Kyoto Wins. We are on Harada Sanosuke's route, and I have no idea whatsoever how much time we have left with him, so let's just go ahead and jump right in here. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
Yo, Chizuru, you're still up?
Harada, are you drinking right now?
I couldn't really sleep. What do you say? You want to come have a drink with me? This is the best sake I've got. Don't tell Shinpachi or Heisuke.
Sake? But how should I respond? Pretend to drink. Come on, why can't I just drink a little? No, I have to pretend to drink. At least I'm gonna do that and not just don't drink and let him drink alone. How about I pretend to drink with you? I'm even gonna tell him. I'm not even gonna really pretend. I'm just gonna tell him I'm gonna pretend. That way we can still hang out. Is that okay?
Sure, thanks. That works.
Harada pours some sake into a small cup for me. That's plenty, I think. For somebody who's pretending to drink it. I placed the sake-filled cup on the floor, and I took the bottle from Harada. I refilled his empty cup in return for his generosity. Oh, whoops. I poured too much, and the sake reached the top. Well, he's a warrior. He's got good balance, I'm sure.
Whoa, take it easy. That's good.
To prevent the sake from spilling from the cup sides, Harada sipped it quickly.
Thanks. Ah, so good.
I stared at Harada and thought I'd ask him a question that I'd always wondered. Does sake taste good? You never tried it, even a little?
Well, sake's delicious, but I'm not drinking it for the taste. I drink it because I like how it makes me feel. Alcohol gives people a chance to talk about stuff, or even vent out frustrations that we can't normally say in front of other people. So if you're going to spill your heart out, then you might as well do it over a bottle of sake.
Are you building up your bravery for something at the moment? I see.
Yeah, I guess it's probably the thing that brought me Shinpachi and Heisuke all together.
Harada casually sipped on his sake, smiling warmly, but then his tone became serious as he asked me a question.
So, any special reason you can't sleep?
'Cause war can start at any moment. It seemed like Harada reached out to me earlier because he wanted to ask this, but I thought twice before telling my answer.
Contrary to my good looks, I'm great with secrets, and I would never share what's bothering you with other people. Or do you think I'd take it the wrong way or something?
Oh, it's not like that at all. It's just,
Why don't you just say it? Sometimes talking with other people when you're worried makes it easier.
Harada's voice was so kind. Even just a little, it made me feel like he'd lifted the burden in my heart. Is it okay for me to still be here? I left my mouth agape after I spoke.
What do you mean by that?
He's the only one that seemed like it was perfectly natural for me to still be here at the moment. Well, since the fighting will break out soon, I was wondering if it was alright for me to stay here. The demons could try to kidnap me too, during the battle. Wouldn't I just be in the way here? Harada curled his lips into a wry smirk, and he nodded.
It probably would have been pretty cool for me to say that we don't worry about you. But if I'm honest, trying to deal with both the demons and the Satsuma Choshu will be a pain in the ass.
Harada was always honest with me. He knew how conflicted I had felt, so he never seemed to feel the need to lie to me for his own sake.
There's nothing worse than a man who goes back on his word, especially when it comes to looking after a woman. So I guess you're right about being safer from the demons if you're far away from here.
Yeah, but that's only until the war's over, then they'll come get me.
But we're the ones who put you in house arrest in the first place, weren't we? So kicking you out when we're the ones who assumed the responsibility of watching out for you would be irresponsible. I don't even want to admit we're stretched so thin that protecting you is tough. Me, Hijikata, none of us want to say it.
I hung my head low from his words. So, is the Shinsengumi really asking that much of you out there? My question seemed to make him wince, and it was one I thought about for a while. Then Harada looked up at the ceiling.
Don't know about that one.
I could sense him wavering. I'm sure he was just trying to have faith in both Hijikata and Kondo, both of whom he trusted to lead for so long. But now Heisuke had joined the Fury Corps. So many things were testing his faith, causing him to doubt the institution and people that had given him strength for so long.
Well, regardless, it doesn't change the fact that we'll be protecting you from the demons. No matter what, taking a woman without her consent is something I'll never stand for. This I know for sure.
The doubt resting in Harada's eyes only moments before seemed to leave him. Instead, there was only a bright fervor. Looking at his determined expression gave me an unexpected sense of relief. Before I knew it, all the anxiety keeping me awake had melted away, and I could sleep soundly in bed that night. Ah, good talk then. January 1868. January 3rd, 1868.
Well, Happy New Year. I never thought we'd be welcoming it like this.
You're telling me we're probably not even going to get any mochi. Those rebel bastards are just inhuman.
I hope nothing happens until after we eat our 7-herb porridge at least.
No kidding.
Harada and Inoue were still talking and warming themselves near the hibachi when Yamazaki ran in. Trouble already.
Inoue, Harada, something's happened. Hey Yamazaki, what's up? They just opened fire on the shogunate troops.
What? Are you sure?
So it's finally started, huh? The shogunate army started to move on Kyoto, and the Satsuma opened fire on them. Now there are skirmishes breaking out all over the city. Yukimura, I don't see Saito. Where is he?
He's outside on watch. Ay! A sudden roaring explosion shook the magistrate's office, followed by another and another. The constant bombardment left my ears ringing.
This way, Chizuru.
Harada grabbed my arms and drew me closer to him in order to shield me. Thank you, Harada. I could feel Harada's breath softly tickle me, and it made my heart race. I know he may not have meant to do so, but still. At that moment, Saito returned.
Saito, what are the Satsuma doing out there? They have cannons set up near the ruined temple. That's where this attack is coming from. This is it.
As Saito spoke, I could feel the air in the room tighten. It was suddenly full of faces much more grim than I had seen in a long time.
Get into formation. We're going out. At last, I'm all ready to go. Those Satsuma bastards are finally going to get what's coming to them.
I looked over at Harada, who was already pulling on his own uniform and headguard. The Satsuma were armed with guns, right? Are you really going to be okay if they're using those kind of weapons?
Well, the thing about guns is, if you're a little ways away, then it's probably not going to hit you. As long as you don't get hit anywhere important, you're good to go.
Except for the fact that it hurts really bad, and you have a lot of important places on your body. Really? His cocksureness gave me some relief, but... what was this bad feeling I couldn't shake?
Hey, don't give me that look. It's like you're expecting us all to die out there.
But...
We'll be fine. You know who we are, yeah?
It's hard not to trust you when you give me that face.
Stop worrying so much. Just don't go out of the building, okay? Wait right here.
But what if it catches fire?
We're moving out. If you're suited up, follow me.
With the shuffling and clanking of armor moving, the men followed Hijikata out of the building, leaving only a few men to guard the magistrate. Ah! Every time I heard the sound of gunfire, my heart leapt into my throat, and I cringed at every scream, wondering frantically if it had come from anyone I knew. As the minutes stretched into hours, I prayed desperately as my mind invented horrible deaths for all my friends. Oh, we're awfully pessimistic here. Then at last, as twilight began to fall on Kyoto, they returned. You're back!
Hey, Chizuru, we're back.
They were dirty and despondent now, a stark contrast to the excitement and vigor on display when they marched out. Everywhere I looked, I saw uniforms smudged with dirt, dust, and blood. What happened? Did anyone get hurt?
No, we're all right.
Well, you guys are, but your men aren't.
Shinpachi's division wasn't so lucky, though. They were in front. Most of his men are dead.
Oh, no. Nagakura had seen his men die. Men who had drunk with him, sparred with him, and patrolled the streets of Kyoto with him. What could I possibly say to him?
Don't worry. They were ready for this. It just doesn't seem fair, though. There's no way we can charge it. What the hell? We managed to survive, but I don't know if we'll be so lucky the next time we see him. Nagakura.
They were all doing their best to be cheerful, but it was painfully obvious that it was just an act. It was obvious from the start that this war was far different from the likes of Ikeda or the Hamaguri Rebellion. To think that the once invincible Shinsengumi could be so easily defeated. Outside, the bombardment continued unabated. As night began to fall across the city, Hijikata gathered all the captains together and laid out his plan. Once the sun had fully set, the Fury Corps would head out and attack. In the dark, guns would be harder to aim. Hopefully that would give the Furies a chance to get close. There weren't enough Furies for a large-scale victory, but Hijikata hoped to blunt the enemy's spear at least a little.
Chizuru, don't go outside no matter what happens. I'm sure we aren't the only people thinking about attacking at night. There's a good chance they'll try something too.
Okay, I understand. Be careful.
You have to stay inside. Don't come out until morning.
Right. I nodded to Yamazaki and headed back inside. Never before had I felt so irritated by the fact that there was nothing I could do. No matter how I tried to calm myself down, nothing worked. I couldn't stop thinking about Harada and the others. I had just begun pacing when...
Hey, who are you? You're not allowed back here.
There was someone having an argument outside. Oh, that's not good.
You.
What was that? I ran toward the entrance.
Is this really it for guards?
What are you doing in here by yourself? Why isn't Kazuma here?
None of my business, I guess. This is just sad.
You! Do I always say you when I see Shiranui? You. I don't even give him a name, just you. Shiranui's connection to the Choshu explained his presence in Kyoto, but what was he doing at the Fushimi Magistrate's office?
Whoa, calm down. Of course, if anybody does hear you, I could just off them as they show up, and I guess getting caught wouldn't be all bad.
As he spoke, he drew something silver from the leather pouch at his hip. A gun. Why are you here? Did you come to kidnap me for Kazuma? It's not always about you, Chizuru.
Oh, you're serious? Don't be an idiot. What makes you think I'd lift a finger for that asshole?
Then why?
That's my line. What are you doing here? You know you're a demon, right? Humans and demons don't go together. Here, you're the one that's going to get hurt.
Wait, you're one to talk. Aren't you working with the Choshu right now? Well, I'm working with the Shinsengumi. That's all there is to it. Ah! I opened my mouth to continue, but the crack of a gunshot took the breath right out of me. Are you trying to draw people into us? I saw the smoke from Shiranui's gun and felt the bullet hiss past to slam into the wall. His voice was suddenly low and threatening.
Oh, I'm not doing this for the Choshu. You've got to be kidding me. I couldn't care less about the political losers who can't do crap without Takasugi. If they had stayed on top of their crap, then Takasugi wouldn't have. He could have tried to fight what was already coming. He could have lived longer.
After venting his frustrations, he pulled the trigger, but the bullet merely grazed my cheeks before hitting the wall behind me. I didn't know what caused him to feel this way, but I had gathered that his friend Takasugi had passed away, which, I'm sure, caused a lot of grief and doubt in the heart of Shiranui.
Takasugi was a real swell guy. The Choshu are nothing compared to him. Doesn't really matter who comes out on top at the end of all this. It's Choshu, Satsuma, Tokugawa, they're all the same to me. Anyway, guess the Choshu must have got tired of me saying that. So they kicked me out.
Oh, just shut up already. Get out. We're tired of hearing you talk.
Poor Shiranui.
The same thing's gonna happen to you. Maybe you think you're all buds, But I bet you they're going to get rid of you real soon.
Well, I don't sit there and complain constantly every day.
All you do is cause trouble around here by attacking Kazuma and Amagiri.
What are you talking about? I don't attack Kazuma and Amagiri. When he said trouble, it hit me like a rock. They wouldn't do that.
Fine then. How about you tell me why all your friends went out there and left you here all alone?
For my protection.
Oh no, wait. It's because they're protecting you, right? Because you're a girl? No, they just think you're a pain in the ass.
Chizuru, you're a fool if you put weight in those words.
Hell, they're probably thinking about how they're going to get rid of you right now.
I think they're more concerned about their lives at the moment. His words felt like a knife in my heart. Suddenly I remembered what Harada had said to me earlier that day.
Shouldn't you be free by now?
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, did your friends already tell you to leave? Didn't figure it out before, did you?
No! Harada hadn't said that because he thought I was a nuisance. At least, that's what I thought. No, he wasn't like that. I don't care what you say, I'm not leaving. I'm not a demon, I'm one of them. The words were scarcely out of my mouth when the crack of a second gunshot slammed into my eardrums. You don't need to keep doing that. I felt a sharp pain in my cheek. My hand flew to it and came away with warm, sticky blood. I barely had time to think about it, however, before the wound began to close. In mere moments it was gone, as if it had never been there to begin with. Oh.
It makes you wonder what the guys over at the Shinsengumi will think when they see that. You know what I'm saying is true, right? You're a monster. You don't belong with humans. You really think your friends are going to stick around once they see that? You're a monster to them.
Shironoi's words made my body shake. I knew that if it were Harada looking at me, it wouldn't faze him to see me like this. But at the same time, he lived his entire life as a normal human being. I wonder what he'd think if he were to witness my powers firsthand. The thought of him seeing that made me shiver. Just then,
I had a bad feeling, so I came back. Didn't think I'd find you here.
Here we go with the you again. Harada!
Are you alright, Chizuru? Did it hurt you?
No, I'm alright. I'm okay.
Huh, that's funny. You asking her, she got hurt.
What's so funny about that? And stop laughing, it's pissing me off.
She isn't hurt because she can't get hurt. Stab her and it just heals. This girl is a demon. She is not so pathetic she needs some weak-ass humans protecting her.
I still got my vital points just like you. Every word out of his mouth hit me like a dagger, but even as Shironoi mocked me, Harada's expression didn't change.
We know she's a demon already, so... I don't care what she is. What matters is that she fought with us.
There was no hint of doubt in his voice. He really did see me as one of them. Harada shifted his head slightly and lowered his voice to a whisper that only I could hear.
Chizuru, I'll take care of this guy. You need to run for it.
But...
No buts. Just get out of here, alright? You're just gonna get in my way if you stick around.
Wrong choice of words, given what Shironoi's just been saying to me. What was I going to do? I'm going to... run away! Just like he said. Obediently. Okay. But be careful, Shironoi is very powerful. But Harada's a good match for him.
Hey, who do you think you're talking to? I fought with him many times. I know what he's capable of.
He grinned, and I felt some of the tightness in my chest fade. Everything would be all right. Harada was a great swordsman. He wouldn't lose. I turned to run when...
Whoa, not so fast.
Why are you bothering me? I heard the crack of a gun firing. I felt hot blood dripping from my shoulders.
You're despicable. When Takasugi was still alive, I would have never abandoned him like that.
I was obeying an order. Believe me, I didn't want to.
Chizuru, come this way.
Harada pulled my arms, moving me behind his back.
Who you calling despicable? You should know better than to shoot a woman in front of me.
Huh, look again. That wound is nothing but a small taste of flesh for something like her.
What are you talking about?
The wound still hurt, but the pain was already less, and I could feel the ragged hole beginning to close. He stared, stunned at my shoulder, as the blood slowed, then stopped, and the flesh closed itself. He was wearing a peculiar expression, as if he were struggling to put words to what he'd seen. As if he had just seen a monster. Man, to me, I would feel like it was a miracle, especially if it was someone I cared about.
I told you she's a monster. It's time to get serious then.
The gun in Shiranoi's hand barked with shot after shot.
Damn it.
Even if Harada could continue to dodge the bullets and hit Shiranoi again, the wound would just heal almost immediately.
Huh, you idiot. When will you learn? You're gonna fail no matter how hard you try.
Unless it gets you in the heart. I unsheathed my sword, trying to back him up.
Out of my way, girl.
Ah! The fight was beginning to take its toll on him. Harada had started to sweat, and I could see his movements slowing, as if he were doing nothing that required more exertion than a relaxed stroll. A bullet cracked against Harada's spear, and it jumped out of his hand. No, get between them, Chizuru!
Looks like this is over.
His face loomed over us as the barrel of his gun trained itself on Harada's head.
I have to admit, though, you're pretty impressive for a human. So, as a little reward, I'll listen to your last words, whatever you want to say.
He was breathing heavily now, but the fire in his eyes as he glared at Shiranoi was undimmed. At this rate, Harada would be killed. Shiranoi.
Huh? What?
If I go with you, will you let Harada go?
What the hell are you talking about, Chizuru?
Spitting in the man's face, huh? Like I said earlier, pal, she's not the weakling you think she is. You don't have to protect her.
Harada bit his lips, and he glared at the floor, but after a moment he spoke out.
Even if she has powers that I don't, or even if she doesn't need my help, it's still no reason for me to stop protecting her. A man always looks after his lady.
He called me his lady! Harada! Why did he always put his own life in danger so needlessly? Harada still had so much to offer himself, let alone the Shinsengumi.
Damn, you're always more boring than I thought. Well, I thought you'd have a little more spirit in you. I don't blame you for losing to those Choshu guys. You've all just got too much on your plates. I'm sick of playing with you now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kill you now. Later.
I could see his finger tighten on the trigger. This was it. We were gonna die.
Surprising. To think there's someone foolish enough to try and attack the Shinsengumi's headquarters in the middle of a war.
The voice was familiar.
What is it they say? Speak of the devil and he appears? I don't recall anyone here speaking of you.
Because he's a devil?
Sano, Chizuru, are you guys alright?
What took you so long? He fired like 1,000,000 bullets.
Ugh, he was dull, but you two are worse. This is getting to be a real pain, so I'm gonna let you go this time. You know what you saw, right? That girl's a monster. Her life's already pathetically short. If I were you, I'd live a little more wisely.
What the hell did you just say to me?
That goes for you too, girl. Well, if you don't want them to suffer, just do them a favor and let them get the hell out of here.
Well, I'm not keeping them here. They're letting me stay here.
They're not out here waging this war to protect some demon girl. Men fight because their life pulls them for a greater cause.
You... But he was gone, like a puff of smoke.
Damn it.
Harada pounded a fist into the nearest wall.
What the hell was that? I could barely touch him. Does this mean that bastard went easy on me last time?
Don't beat yourself up. That guy's a monster.
You're just a human, Sano. You can't beat something like him.
Harada, if you had only drunk the water of life as I had asked you to, you might have a better chance, despite the difference in your powers.
Oh, it's just close quarters. He would have done better outside.
Why didn't you drink it?
Why would he throw his life away so soon? That's a last resort.
Well, kind of put me on the spot by asking us if we drink it or not, right? I just didn't think it was worth it to drink, just so I'd win a fight. Not much else to it. I see. So what you're saying is, you wouldn't want to end up like us, like a monster. Is that it? That's not what I said at all. Mind not twisting my words for me?
Sanen's implication was a little harsh.
Are you alright, Yukimura? There's blood on your shoulder.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm not injured.
There's a hole in your shirt, as if a bullet passed through it. Were you shot?
Well,
Ah, so this is the power of a demon. It appears I was right all along.
Oh, Sanen, why do you have to be a dick in this route?
Compared to us Furies, your healing powers are beyond anything I've seen.
Sanen? I sensed an abnormal amount of intensity in his voice, and I called his name out of concern.
I've no doubt the Fury Core will be key in our fight against the demons. However, the Furies have many flaws. Having a real demon in front of us like you may be the path to us improving those flaws. Hey, Sanen. Back off a little, okay? She gets to make her own decisions, not you.
Yeah, and it looks like she doesn't want you experimenting on her. Unless it's a totally desperate situation or something, I don't think we should try and force people to become Furies if they don't need to.
Don't worry about Hijikata. I'll convince him.
Haven't you been trying to convince him for a long time now?
He is an intelligent man. My argument is logical. I'm sure he'll see the wisdom of it. That's not what we're saying. What I'm saying is it's messed up if we drag her into this mess of the Furies when she had nothing to do with it from the get-go.
Wait! Look, I'm going to have to think about it a little, okay? I'll think about what you said, Sanen, and I'll give you an answer later.
Well, I look forward to hearing from you. Chizuru, what are you talking about? You're not really a member of the Shinsengumi. Sanen can't make you do anything.
Right. I knew he was only trying to make me feel better, but hearing him say that I was not truly a member of the Shinsengumi hurt a great deal. In the end, the Fushimi Magistrate's office was engulfed in flames, and the Shinsengumi was forced to leave Kyoto. As the chaos spread across the country, the various domains grew more opportunistic. Some, such as the Yodo, abandoned the shogunate entirely. What frightened the loyalist domains the most was that the Satsuma and their allies had begun to march under the gold brocade flag. The gold brocade flag was proof that the army behind it was carrying out the will of the imperial army. Many domains began to worry that they would be considered rebellious or seditious if they opposed the imperial army. The Shinsengumi retreated from Kyoto and made for Osaka Castle. The night we got into Osaka Castle, I was having the worst bout of insomnia. From what I had heard, the supreme commander of the shogunate, Lord Yoshinobu, had returned to Edo by ship almost as soon as the war begun. As if matters couldn't get worse, we had lost a kind and gentle soul in Inoue, who tragically died in the war. Yamazaki had also suffered from severe wounds on the battlefield, and his fever was rising quickly. At this point, what did the future hold for us? Hijikata had declared that the Shinsengumi were to return to Edo, biding their time until it was their time to strike back against the Satsuma Choshu. Huh? I heard the tapping of footsteps approaching the outside of my door, which startled me awake. Okay, and I believe we're going to start a new scene here, so I'm going to stop the video and pick this up in the next episode, so that may be all the endings, or it may just be an upward, the good ending. We'll see. So hope to see you there or in some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.